Hey guys, so I'm not really a YouTuber, but I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about different things that have been going in my head. So for example, one of them, lots of them are just gonna be sort of about this. I feel like evolution that is happening culturally as we're sort of shedding out of what was social media era, what was us addiction to social media, like all of that, and how it has been impacting us and how we're sort of phasing out into different avenues of human expression with smells, tastes. One of them is the five senses. We're expanding that. And then also within that, the physical, like books and this rise of intellectualism as sort of this elite next group. I think it was Ryan, that adult, my actual like Bible. I swear to God, she's so smart. They're so smart. My bad. I'm not sure what they she pronouns are, but um yeah, like basically we'll start off with the senses. We have become purely aesthetic beings that neglect the other senses and functions of life. Bitches are on their phones 24/7. Mine is dead because I refuse to charge it. But bitches are on their phones 24/7, scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. And there's only two senses that are being activated. Y'all know what the five senses are, right? We have touch, we have taste, we have smell. Did y'all forget about those three? We have visual and we have auditory. So, really, there's a lot to select from, but the girls are only getting visual, tak tak tak, auditory, tak tak tak, and really the only physical is gonna be, a little tap, and it's such a minimal, texture experience. It doesn't even count. So yeah, we've become really these like purely aesthetical and like auditory human beings, and on top of that, this information that is coming through us is so short. So I mean, imagine like smelling flowers. Imagine touching a puppy. Imagine touching grass. Like you can use your fingers. Like there is senses. And then also like smells. Like I feel like we saw a really big surge in people wanting to find their personal smell, and that being sort of like a manifestation of not using that sense. And then lastly, with taste, we have all of these bitches. I shouldn't call them bitches because actually they're making really beautiful things and like I do want to eat them, but there's like all of these people making food related content. So, and that's something that adult also talks about is like these designer foods. And for example, like there's this shawty on Instagram who is like always making this food that is based off runway collection. So it's kind of like an expansion of that. And that adult talks about how like it used to be fashion, but now it's like food. Like that it's sort of like these senses. Same with like touching grass, same with like your new scent. Like all of these are basically us trying to get in touch with those five senses that we have been neglecting like horribly, that we have been ignoring for years and years and years. Like girls and boys and everything in between, we were really only obsessed with what is like your grid, like what is aesthetically pleasing, like what is looking good on the grid. Like there's this whole movement of like having an aesthetic grid, or even like having a cute outfit so you can post it on Instagram. Like all of that is super visual, whereas like picking a perfume, making yourself a nice meal, um and what's the other one, and touching a puppy, like touching other people, like even just like body contact, like that is rare now. Now it's like we came into video game world. We were abstracted from that. And yeah, I mean like moving forward, that's gonna lead people to go towards that. Like that's really the big thing out of these two sort of evolutions. The first one being the five senses, the second one being this intellectualism, is like this desire to be away from what was old, cracking open the shell, doing what's new. Then we have the second part of my essay. Really trying to redact this from the noggin. But basically now we have like this rise of intellectualism where like you are cool if you are reading. Like you are cool if you are collecting books. Like you are cool if you have time to read those books, because there's a difference between having the books, being a consumer, and actually reading the book and actually getting into the book. Like there's gonna be differences in that, of course. Like it's become to a point where everything is so implemented by what we're seeing on our screen that it is just one flow of knowledge, to the point where like there is no balance. Like like recently I saw this Simpsons like explanatory reel that was talking about like having that balance, like having positive and negative in energy, for example, things like that. Like this pull towards intellectualism and this ability to actually read is exactly that. It is exactly having the opposite of what is just a very limited sense of sensorial experience. I have been buying books. I have been buying books, photo books. I have been actually reading the books that I was assigned for my university. I've been writing. I've been doing like all of that because it feels like that that one FK Twigs. Where are all the thinkers? Where are the thinkers of the world? Like, I did clown her for that, but like, maybe she was right, Like, and also she's gonna pioneer that in the sense that like after that people are going to be like, wait, yeah, where is the thinkers? Anyways, I digress. This is kind of how I'm feeling about like maybe cultural trends, like cultural progressions. It seems like it's just so based on escape from what is a very 2D 2P 2S 2 cents perspective, like we're trying to escape that, like in the way it has become the Matrix. And now it's like, as always with human nature, it's always about growing out of that. It's always about expanding out of that. It's always about evolving to the next step. Like I will always be able, well, not be able, but I will always want to connect it to astrology, like in terms of the way that the planets are moving and everything. Like we're reaching a new era. Every astrologer is talking about this, like every single one. It's gonna be a big change. And it's just, yeah, it's just about noticing those steps and moving forward with them. Yes, because we do need that. We do need to, like, activate the 5 S's. Like maybe there's a 6S or 7S or a 8S. Sounds like iPhones. Like that's what I'm thinking. Okay. I hope that made sense. I'm not gonna edit this video. I really only like talked about 2 people, but they're swaggy as fuck, so y'all know who they are. But yeah, if you watch this, tell me what you think. And tell me if you have observed this. Like, have you actually observed this? Do you feel like you have neglected your 2 senses? Like, is this an experience that is actually big, or is it actually just my experience? Because I don't know if I'm too like chronically online. Okay, I'm gonna end this at 10 minutes exactly. So bye, stay blessed, have an amazing day, and yeah, this is Emoticon Angel. Bye.